Good afternoon. I'm not sure if everyone here asked, but good afternoon and welcome to the Resilience and Revenue and Industry-led panel focusing on how hoteliers can find the best way to optimize performance in this changing market. We are so happy to see all hoteliers and revenue professionals across the region joining us today in this very important section today. So I am Kanpana and we have Thunder from SiteMinder side, and it's a great pleasure to have Kun Tien Prasit, the president of Thai Hotel Association, who will be sharing his insights and expertise to guide our conversation today. So today discussion, we will be broken into three main parts and focus on the key market in Southeast Asia, namely Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Vietnam plus Taiwan. Thunder and I will run the presentation and Kun Tien Prasit will share his experience in the end of this section. And now I will start with the mapping shift in hotel demand. Before I jump into the detail, I would like to hear from your answer. What is the biggest risk factor for your hotel this year? So please feel free to add your answer here. We love to see your thought and interaction. The result will be sharing at the end of the first section. All right, so I will start with the arrival from international guests. You can see here that the arrival from international guests were roughly on par with 2019 level last year, which is 3 times more than 2021 record. And heading on to 2025, 5% lift is seen as a positive outlook for global traveling trend, which is really great. And this was a growth trend for Southeast Asia and Taiwan. I will start with Southeast Asia first. The international arrival increased by 1,100% between 2021 and 2022, and is continued to grow on to 2024. So this is driven by the strong return of the outbound travel from key source markets such as China, the US, South Korea, and within Southeast Asia itself. Moving to Taiwan, the inbound arrival of Taiwan expanding by 620% in 2023, which is record as a recovery momentum for the country, which is great as well. But however, in the recent months, the hotel have begun to face market uncertainty. What you are seeing here is the arrival in major travel destinations from June to August 2025, comparing with the same period in 2024. And the data is records as of May 15 in both years. So while the market like Indonesia and Thailand are reporting demand during this time, as you have seen in the previous slide, the booking demand across the region are mixed. I will start with Singapore first. Singapore has recorded as the biggest growth at 9% in that period, followed by Vietnam at 8%. On the other hand, the property in Malaysia have seen the last year-on-year decrease throughout mid-year by 10%. And also the booking for Taiwanese property have dropped by 7% from during this period. And with the mixed booking demand, the overall year-on-year growth for mid-year period show a decline by 2.3% as well. So although the record here showing, you can see July and August show positive trend when we combining all country. The 6.6 sharp drop in June has pulled down all the total booking across the region, so they make overall data decline. Now I'm moving to the average room rate. So our room rate for the stay between June and August have also fallen by 3.7% compared to the same period in 2024. And despite the consistent drop in ADR, August record the highest rate, reaching $700, and this is the highest record for this year. Now we're looking at the rate per country. Vietnam is showing the sharpest drop in ADR, followed by Taiwan at 8%. And despite the drop in the booking volume, Malaysia was the only market that ADR increased by 8.3%. On the other hand, you can see Singapore still record the highest average rate at $268, which is comparatively high. And in terms of the tourist destination, the similar trend in room rate is also seen. So I'll start with the Da Nang in Vietnam. Da Nang recorded the biggest drop, with the rate falling by 9%, followed by Bali in Indonesia, where the ADR fell by 8%. And similar trend for Bangkok in Thailand, the rate also dropped by 7%. In contrast, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia have the increase by 7%, while Manila in the Philippines saw the soft boost by 0.8%. So based on the record, I will turn to Kun Tien Prasit. So Kun Tien Prasit, from your perspective, how would you describe the change in demand for hotels in Southeast Asia and also Taiwan? And where do you predict the market will head throughout the remaining of 2025?
Thank you. I think this year we still have to wait and see the U.S. tariff policy that might affect the world economics, and we see that mostly in Southeast Asia we are dropping in these 3 months because our region is in the you can say green seasoning. Is raining, right? But for Thailand, we have some special guests from Middle East that they like to travel to Thailand during this kind of period. But for Thailand itself, from January till May, January is a very good month in Thailand. We hit another high record throughout all the area in Thailand. But after January, we have some scam of Chinese actor kidnapping, and also we got hit by the earthquake situation. So we start to have the effect of the trust of the safety and security in Thailand. So that's hurt us a lot. But we have 2 different market on short haul. Short haul is normally it's quite good for Thailand. I mean, short haul, of course, coming from Southeast Asia and China, but because we got hit the market and the China is declining quite significant. But the long haul from European and United States, Australia, they are quite strong. But we are coming into May, June, July, August is a low season for that kind of market. But I think to say Southeast Asia is a recovery very strong from the COVID time, and I think we might expect a very good high season at the end of the year. But of course, during the green season, these 3 months, we might struggle as it show from the slide that June is dropping, but July and August we see some improvement that we expected. The traveler will come to the Southeast Asia and Taiwan. Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Kun Tien, for the sharing. So, is there any update that you would like to add on again, Kun Tien?
Yeah, I I I think the demand in hotel is in Southeast Asia is quite strong. We I think we kind of new destination rather than Thailand. Now Vietnam is coming strong, and of course Taiwan and Malaysia is coming very strong for to attract the international traveler. So we can we can do it more, but we still have to wait and see about the economic situation and the
Mhm.
U.S. policy about tariff might affect the world or not, or we can have a good solution and people start traveling again.
Oh, nice insight. Thank you so much, Kun Tien. So maybe if there is also an inquiries from the participant that join our webinar, you may also drop your questions. So maybe after the session, we're going to answer the best as we can. So after this, we are going to talk also about the resilience. So I'm going to share a little bit about what we are going to discuss also about the resilience, which is this is also adapting to changing guest behaviors. So before that, I would like to ask the participant that join our webinar to answer or put a post or make put an answer within the post that we already provided. And then after that, we are going to share more about what is the resilience, how to adapting to changing guest behaviors. So the question is about the poll is which shift in traveler behavior require the most urgent adaptation? So right here, we also have the local guests staying domestically. Second one is shorter booking lead times and stay length. The third one is international traveler changing destination. And then the last one is growing demand for experiential packages. So after that, we are going to share later about the polls. And then we are going to start about the resilience. Okay. For that, I'm going to start. So right now, I'm going to talk about the mix of international, domestic, and domestic bookings in the first quarter varies greatly across Southeast Asia and Taiwan. As you may see within this slide, we divided into four types, which is the light blue is the domestic traveler in 2024, and then the light green is the international in 2024. And then the deep purple is the domestic traveler within 2025. And then the deep green is international 2025. So as with the overall booking trends, the mix of international and domestic traveler vary across the Southeast Asia and Taiwan in the first quarter. In Singapore and Vietnam, hotel bookings continue to be driven mostly by the international travelers. The same goes for Thailand too. Although we start to see a more local travel booking stay in April in both 2024 and then 2025. In Indonesia, there is a clear shift towards domestic travel. The share of the local traveler increased every month in the first quarter of 2025 compared to the same period in 2024. In the Philippines, international travelers still lead in terms of their share of the total check-in. However, booking from the domestic guests have grown steadily, especially in April 2025, where domestic bookings surpassed 2024 level. In Taiwan, while domestic traveler remains the backbone of the hotel bookings, we start to see a dip in the domestic share in February 2025, suggesting a growing interest from the international guests. Next to the update, we are going to share also a little bit about the diagram. Let's turn to our attention to the US, which is a major source market for both Southeast Asia and Taiwan. Between June and August this year, bookings from US traveler declined by 3.16%. Alongside this, we saw a 4.50% drop in the average daily rate, which currently sits at $242. The bubble graph on screen shows booking performance from US traveler per country. On the x-axis, you will notice the year-on-year change in US booking, while the y-axis reflects the movement in the average daily rate from this booking. So, and then you'll see that Thailand and Malaysia experienced notable increase in bookings from the US too. The average rates, however, tell a very different story in Thailand. The ADR from US booking rose by 4.41% to $216, whereas in Malaysia, it dropped by 19%, now at $193. What the interesting is in Vietnam, despite a drop in bookings, the average rate paid by US traveler rose by 8% year on year, the highest increase across the region. Meanwhile, in Indonesia stand out for commanding highest rate from the US booking. Currently in Indonesia, it is $410 per night, which is Indonesia leading the average rate in the Southeast Asia and Taiwan. Moving to the next slide. Amid going market uncertainties across Southeast Asia and Taiwan, the booking window for mid-year stays made in April was remained stable, closely matching the lead times we saw in 2024, while there have been only minor year-on-year shift in advanced booking, like one-day drop in the Philippines from 78 days to 77 days, and one-day rise in Singapore from 82 days to 83 days. Travelers are still planning their trips with the same advanced time frame, which suggests a sustained confidence in their travel decisions. Importantly, while travelers booking their stay in the region may be more selective about their bookings, we are not seeing last-minute booking behavior typically associated with the travel hesitancy. So you also may see within on the screen about the numbers, about the days, about the April booking window for stay in June until August, right here. Moving to the next slide. So right here, I'm going to share also additionally the average length of stay for June until August. Check-in has increased to varying degrees across properties in Southeast Asia compared to 2024. In contrast, Taiwan has seen only a marginal decline, 0.15%, keeping stay length in the country effectively stable. The data right here on the screen tell us that while travelers may be adjusting where they go or what they will going to spend, they're not cutting their trips short. Even amid uncertainty, guests are preserving their planned vacation time rather than reducing duration to save money. A clear sign that the fundamental desire for travel experience remain resilient despite market pressure. So right here, you may also check it within the diagram on the screen also for the data that we are sharing. So in response to that slides that we just sharing to you, I also would like to throw again to Kun Tin Prasid about, so this is about the question also. Before we are proceeding to the next question, we would like to share also about the result that we just had for the poll that we recently have to.
Yes. I think we can see that the guest preference is kind of change. Of course, they're changing from group traveler into the FIT traveler, and so about the lead time is different, and making it I expected the lead time will be shorter and shorter in the near future. But of course, if you're coming from the long haul, the the planning of the traveler need to make it in advance, so that kind of travel coming from long haul might take a longer lead time. But for the short haul, especially coming from Southeast between Southeast Asia, is a shorter time. But of course, we are on the OTA platform right now. Everyone using it, so they know that dynamic pricing might hurt your price of the hotel if you booking in advance is lower, right? So it might balance in some way in the near future about that. Yes, and I think for one of the slides that state that about the domestic and international travelers, Thailand now we are based a lot from the international, and as you see the April the domestic climbing up a bit is because of the Songkran day, and it's a long holiday, so Thai people would move around. We I see, and for me I want Thailand to have more domestic, like the top of the chart, like Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia, something like that. It would be helping us when we got effect from the world, like I said before about the world economics or whatever might happen. The domestic market is helping a lot, and for right now, the Thai government they try to have a campaign to subsidize for the domestic traveler in the next, probably start in July, and can cover about 3 to 4 months that Thai people and they travel in Thailand will get subsidized for the hotel or airline or food or something like that, and that will boost the economics of the country as well. Yes, so I think we need to know. It's very good that we have all kind of data, so we can plan ahead and be prepared for what will coming into the next 3 months, and in the end of the year, what would be expected, and how should we do in marketing our hotel. Yes.
Totally agree. Marketing the hotels is really awesome. It's exposing a lot of our properties and then the unique points and then the other things. Thank you for the sharing, Mr. Tien Prasid. So moving on to this one, do you have any additional that you might to add on also? Kun Tien?
Yes, I think because we are in the technology right now and it changed very fast, and we have an AI and everything, so all kind of the data is easier to analyze, and of course your competitor is always have that kind of the edge, so we need to keep walking or running. Don't be stopped and wait and see. No, it cannot happen right now.
Yes, agree. Totally agree. Yeah, this is also alongside with the next agenda that we are talking about, that which is the next slide. We are going to about how we can boost the performance and then the practical tactics that we need to do, which is going to increasing the revenue alongside with the occupancy too. So moving to the next slide. Before we are going to talk about this one too, I would like to the participant also to join with us to make a poll, because right here we do have a question about which strategy holds the most potential for your property in the next 6 months. Is it about the dynamic pricing, or is it about the expanding distribution to new channels? And then 3, using competitor intelligence to inform the rates, or the last one is creating targeted package, because each market have their own market or targeted. So maybe you can put a poll right here, and then we are going to share also what's the beneficial of this poll and then how we can generate more revenue for your properties too. So talking about the revenue, about boosting performance with practical tactic. So right here, I would like to share with you what's happening to. Moving to the next slide. So here we know that there is events in our country, and then there are events that boosting our the performance of the hotels too. So to kick off this section, we would start off with the examination of events as a strategic lever of hotel revenue growth. Our collective fascination with events is nothing new for sure, but it is accelerating with the global event industry projected to nearly double in size by 2031. So for this one information, moving to the next slide also. In SiteMinder Changing Traveler Report in 2025, which featured insight from 12,000 travelers across the 14 countries, highlighted that 2 in 3 travelers are more likely to travel for an event in 2025 than the year prior. If you haven't read this report yet, please take a look a moment to scan the QR code and then have a read later, as there are some great stuff in there. There are a lot of information that you may check, you may have maybe that can help you generate more revenue for your property, and then so on. I'm going to stop for a second so you can scan the QR code. After this, we are moving to the next slide for the data, more interesting data. Okay, I hope you already scanned the QR code. Right now, we're moving on to the next slide. Okay, so, and the hotels globally right now are capitalizing, almost universally leveraging events to drive more revenue for sure. You can see here that last year, US Open of tennis caused a 16% spike in a hotel room rates compared to the rest of the New York summer. The second one is Kyle Minogue's zone in the UK created a 10% jump in rates. And then the Oktoberfest, what you're seeing right here, was a highly profitable period for Munich hotel. Price rising almost 60% compared to the rest of the country's autumn bookings. You may also see at the slide that the Paris Olympic is increased also 101% year on year, which is the events that happen in your countries or maybe in your province or other things. It's really, really going to help you gain the occupancy and then get you more revenue for sure. And then what the thing is, you have to know the events within your region too, to make it happen. Moving to the next slide. So right now we are taking an example of Songkran in Koh Samui. Focusing on Songkran in Thailand last April, the festival sparked a surge in total demand across the country, most notably in Koh Samui, following the island's feature in the 3rd season of the White Lotus. On the islands itself, bookings for the festival weeks were up 65% year on year as of 17 March, with the lead times extending by nearly 4 weeks. Amid the excitement, room rates also climbed significantly, increasing by 38%. So you can see right here that's the booking lead time from previously on 2024, it was 82 days, and then right now moving to 109 days, which is everyone or the traveler already planned ahead where they would like to go, where they want to go, what kind of event that they would like to have to. So I hope this information gonna help you too, checking the event calendar that you have within your region or your province or even in your country. That's going to help you a lot, gaining more exposure, gaining more revenue, gaining more occupancy. So after that, I would like to ask again to Kun Tien for this question, maybe. So what revenue strategies are you seeing deliver the best result for Southeast Asia and Taiwan's hotel right now? And how are successful properties implementing this approach, Kun Tien?
Yes. Yes. Of course, from this slide, we see all the data, and I think for the revenue strategies, and we are mostly and big part is of course from the selling through the OTA, and the dynamic pricing is still one to go at the moment. So each hotel would have the knowledge already, and we try to maximize the revenue, and of course we try to reducing the cost. So it's a good idea that you have a good strategy for the dynamic pricing, because you might know the rather than a big picture would be high season, low season, but you have a minor event throughout the month and throughout the years, such as you see in Thailand in April during the Songkran day, we got a lot of booking. We especially for Thai people, we have 3 days for holiday during the Songkran day, but for the international traveler, they coming, like you see in the chart for the Koh Samui, they're coming for 10 days during that kind of period. So you know in advance that you set the price earlier, and of course the other one would be during the end of the year, the new year, right? Or Chinese New Year, you know the event, so you need to set the price earlier, and when you think you have a big event coming into your town, you be prepared for that. Other than that, is the hotel would already fully booked and you haven't set the price earlier. And of course, to reduce the cost, you need to do something to have improve of the direct booking to your own platform, your hotel channel, and that would be aiming. And I think a lot of company and application is also doing to provide the service for that to help hotel improve the direct booking. Yes, and to about the successful properties implementing this approach, of course we need to improve our hotel and service as well to be prepared for that. And I don't know the coming question would be about something. I would say now that hotel might also create a bundle package, like you will have a longer stay package, or the package of the room and your service, like a spa or fine dining in your hotel, and that will boost the revenue as well, rather than just the room night that we charge for the traveler. And that's a very good idea. And yeah, I don't know for now.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of things that we need to do, isn't it? Like when we are working at the hotels, then we need to know the unique point selling of our properties, what kind of things that we can offer to the customer, also what kind of traveler that we target it on. So we need to plan ahead also, isn't it, Kun Tien, for that one?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kun Tien, for the insight and then sharing. So moving to the next slide is that we would like to share to you also with the participants right here. There is 5 ways to transfer insight that you just heard from us, or maybe that you find within the SiteMinder hotel tax report that we just shared to you. So there is 5 ways to transfer insight into the revenue. The first one is supercharge event demand via data-driven recommendation. Leverage the rise of the event travel as seen in the strong performance of Thai hotels during Songkran. Implement dynamic pricing strategies around high impact periods like public festival, that attract international crowds. Sporting event, just like what we mentioned earlier, there is a sport events, maybe that's happening in your region or in your countries or even in your towns. And then concert from international act like Taylor Swift, maybe Coldplay, Lady Gaga. There are a lot of things that's going to help you a lot, isn't it? Like after you know that there are events that might happen, and that you know your properties is close to the events place, and then you may also like playing with your price, and then the others one. So by creating targeted packets that address specific event attendee needs and capitalize of extend booking windows. So this is really needed for us to know about that. Second one is the emerging travel pattern early and capitalize it. While the volume international check-in across the region still differs per country, adapt your distribution strategy to maintain visibility in key source market. There are a lot of source market because each country have their own source market too. Right in our same webinar right now, we are telling that the source market that we have is from the US, but for each other region, there will be from Taiwan or even from Thailand itself. There are a lot of travelers from Indonesia or even from Singapore or even from the other islands too, or other countries. So we need also to monitor whether markets like the US are growing or declining and respond by ramping up targeted and market-specific offers where there is a decline. The third one is we have to boost holiday revenue through engagement and strategic upsell. So develop tailored early booking incentive that appeal to the stable advanced booking window, maintaining pricing confidence despite market uncertainty, creating compelling upsell opportunities through premium room categories, exclusively experience and strategic add-on that that extend the package that entice guests to book beyond the current 2.35 a day average through the value-added offering. So I also would like to shout out to my colleague Kanpana. Maybe you can also sharing about the fourth and the fifth ways how we can transport the insight into the revenue.
Thank you, Tanda. So the fourth one, track regional competitor pricing to maximize revenue. So I would say use competitive intelligence to refine your pricing strategy based on the local competitor insight to ensure optimal positioning in your specific market. So that would help. And the last one, convert more direct booking through optimized multi-channel strategy. So in that sense, implement multiple channel strategy that prioritize direct booking through exclusive perks. For example, offer free breakfast on the room upgrade while you still maintaining OTA present to capture initial interest. We all know that OTA is still like importing. So we focus on, like not only OTA, direct booking and other multiple channels, which we would think is the best solution.
Okay, we are moving on to the next slide that we are going to ask to Kuntian again. What the other tactic that properties be using to stay profitable throughout this volatile period? What do you think, Kuntian, for that one?
Yes. So during this kind of period that we are facing, I think we need to control the cost, and it might be the time that you start to renovation your rooms, and also you need to improving in the sustainability. If you already have, you try to improve it. If you haven't started, it's time to start it now. And for our region during the green seasoning, less customer coming in, it's time for you to use time and resource wise. So you need to improve a lot of things, and if you can control the cost lower during this kind of period because of a traveler come to your hotel less. So you need to use that kind of opportunity. We can say that that's also the opportunity to do something. Yeah, and then try to make your hotel stand out rather than the other hotel in conventional hotel, traditional hotel. You try to make it more unique, probably by your community base, and try to create it unique, and you want to attract your customer to coming back as a returning guest. As a hotel, we need a returning guest. As a country, we also need the return of the returning guest. Yes.
Very nice. Thank you, Kun Tien, for the insights, also for the sharing. Maybe do you have any things to share also, Kang Pana? Or okay, moving to the next slide. So maybe we do have also a question from the audience or the participant also that we may to answer directly within this one, within our session. So if there is any question from the audience or from the participant that joining our webinar, the time is yours. So we are going to provide the answer the best as we can. So, okay, we do have a question from Chu. Traveler nowadays thinking of safety, political influence, and security. So, do we have, maybe you can answer for that one, Kun Tien. What do you think about that question?
Yes, especially for Thailand at the moment, safety and security is also question from traveler throughout the world. There's two parts. One part is in the hotel yourself, so you need to have a very good system such as a CCTV and the security guard, and also we need to cover till the front of the hotel. If you're facing the street or something like that, you need to make sure that your customer will receive a good hand on the safety. But as a country, we need for Thailand, we need our government to take more action to make sure and prove to the world that we acting on some problem that people scared of coming to Thailand, and then we show the world, and then we are ready to receive and welcome the traveler with safety and security. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kun. So we can say that there is a lot of things that we can do to make it the guest thinking of the safety and the political influence that's happening in our country, isn't it? So also the CCTV and the others is going to help us a lot. So maybe there's another question that we can answer from the participant. So let me check too. There is a question: what time will the cooperation with the ideas? So Kang Pana, do you have any answer for this one?
We do have a plan. Thanks for that question. And the timeline for Asia is within the last quarter of this year. So basically, we also have the new product launch already from ITB in Berlin, and then it's already live for other regions. Stay tuned for Asia. Will be available soon, and it will be a great solution and help for all the hoteliers. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Jimmy, for the question. So hopefully that at this moment we cannot answer all of the question, but stay tuned. Just like what Kang Pana mentioned to us, the magic will begin. Maybe is there any question from the participant right here?
Just to stay on top of the update, I mean, like in the website now we have the product hub available for sharing information. So in case you need to hear more from us, just click in the product hub and there will be the timelines or newly launched product or the update, even enhancement to be shared there.
Thank you, Kanpana.
Yes,
So
welcome.
feel free to share your question also to the participants. If we can answer it right now, then we will going to answer it right away. If not, then we will going to answer it directly as soon as possible, for sure, at the end of the session or after the session ended. Okay. If there is no other question, maybe Kanpana or Kuntian, is there any others that you would like to add on for us? So for the participant too, it's going to help us a lot. Like how to boost the revenue, how to generate more occupancy for the hotels. That's really awesome. Or maybe you have any other add-on for us, Kuntian?
Yes, I think maybe hotel need to offer more rather than hospitality. You can aiming to the wellness market because in the region we have a traditional way to do the wellness rather than the Western medicine or something like that. So that's very charming and very attract for the European or United States that are coming into our area, and also the mice industry. You need to prepare, and if you have a meeting room, conventional room, and you have a good marketing, and you attract all the company domestically or international to come to your hotel, that will boost your revenue also. And I think in the near future, mice market is looking very bright.
Thank you so much for the sharing, Kuntian. So if there is no other question, we also already shared the action plan for you or for the participant to download. So you may download the action plan. And then once again, if you forget to scan the QR code about our SiteMinder report, you may also visit our website and then you may check for the SiteMinder report within our website. So if there's nothing else, so maybe I'm going to give it back to you, Kanpana.
So I mean, apart from whatever we represent, just to reconfirm, I mean, changing in the market demand or the trend is, I mean, like something that regularly happen is not the end of the world. So best to adapt. I mean, just keep yourself updated is the best way that, I mean, like everyone agree. Yeah. And then keep exchanging information. I mean, like sharing within the industry. I mean, the network will be very useful to help each other as well.
Got it.
And last, I mean, again, thank you, Kun Tian, for helping us and sharing, like I said, the expertise. I mean, like it's very rare occasion that we can hear from you, and I feel we, on behalf of SiteMinder and our professional, I mean, participant, we feel appreciate a lot. Thank you everyone for joining this session.
Thank you everyone joining the session, and then thank you, Kuntian, for the inspiring things that you already shared to us.
Thank you everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. ขอบคุณค่ะ